welcome back to my channel. I just want to say thank you for 1K subscribers. I'm sorry, I feel like such a cliche YouTuber. I'm so sorry about that. Oh shit, wait, I forgot something that's important for this video. But yeah, for real, thank you so much. I created this channel like a long ass time ago where I used to make fan edits actually. And I had a fan edit blow up. It's like a Matty B Raps. I don't know if you guys know him. I had a fan edit of his blow up. It got like 200,000 views. Yeah, and then I literally I did a couple of other fan edits and I literally stopped using my channel. Then I came back to it doing After Effects tutorials because I did fan edits on Instagram too and I used a lot of After Effects, so I did tutorials on that. But then I did like 2 or 3. And then only recently I started actually making videos, and I do them not necessarily because like I want subscribers or views. Like my last video literally has 50 views. I do it because I enjoy it and I love showing support for my favorite artists and TV shows and whatever. So yeah, today I'm doing something different because I'm not reacting to anything. I'm actually gonna do my top 10 TV shows. Because I realized I only have a video related to it, which is a reaction to Arrow's finale. And I love reacting to it, like I love Arrow. Are we surprised? Not really. So yeah, I decided because like all the TV shows that are going on right now, they're like halfway through the season, so I don't think I should react to them. And then there's a couple of like Netflix shows, but not really motivated to react to that either, to be honest. So today I decided to make a top 10, my top 10 favorite TV shows. This was an extremely hard decision. I actually did this while in one of my classes yesterday. So yeah, I do online classes now because of this corona stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna start by number 10. And my number 10 is Good Girls. Good Girls is on NBC, if I'm not mistaken. This might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's on NBC. Good Girls, it's such a good TV show because I myself as a viewer, I find myself justifying their actions all the time. Especially Rio, because I love that character. I think he's such a good character and there's so much development that has been done and also to be made from that character, and I love it. So I find myself like making excuses for his actions all the time, and I feel like it's so powerful when TV shows put the viewers in that position. I just want to say I love Rio like so much. I love that character. I really want him and Beth to be together in the end. I know she shot him. I know he's, spoiler alert, in the new season he's gonna be alive. And I really want to see how that relationship works out. I really hope they put them together. I mean, there's so many fans that are in for it, and I really hope they do. I'm glad they haven't yet, because I love that slow burn, that like, we're not gonna be together, we can't be together type of shit, and then they end up together. I love that. So yeah, now let's move on to number 9. My number 9 is Legends of Tomorrow. I love that TV show for many reasons. One, because Katie Lotz is in it, and I loved her in Arrow, and I love her as an actor. I love her character, Sarah Lance. I think she's a really good, she portrays really well the power of women in the DC and in the whole like hero world. And yeah, I love that the show is based on not just a girl, but like a collective of misfits and people that are not meant to be heroes, if that makes sense. That's why they don't even call themselves heroes, because they're not saving anything, they're just fixing things that get fucked up. And I love that I guess there's not a main person, but I guess Sarah she's the captain of the Wave Rider, and I love seeing women in power. So yeah, I guess that's it. I just love, and the show is so different from the other hero shows, which I think is really important because it has a really unique, special aspect to it. Because it's not really more about like saving the world and stuff like that. Of course, that's in. Of course, it's a superhero show that has to be there, but it's also focused on like friendships and comedy, and that's their basis is comedy and how they are not perfect and they're always fucking up shit. They say we mess up shit for the better. So yeah, just I love that. I love that concept. So yeah, that's why Legends is my number 9. Now my number 8 is Euphoria. It got out on HBO. It's such a good TV show. First of all, Zendaya, she's a fucking queen. Of course, the character was gonna be amazing. But the reason I love this TV show is because of how well they portray stuff like depression and anxiety. They're not glorifying it. They're not exaggerating it. They're not making it the center of the show. Because I feel like they don't even mention what it is. They just portray it. And it's so realistic as to what people that actually go through it experience. So I feel like that's a really good thing. I also love the makeup and the wardrobe for the TV show. I think it's really cool. I love the diversity of the characters. There's several different types of characters with different backgrounds, different sexual different sexual orientations. So yeah, I love that. So now number 7 comes Stranger Things. I feel like it's such a good show. I mean, it's one of those shows that blow up, and it's not overrated at all. I'm sorry if you think it's overrated. I don't agree. I think the idea is great, the concept is great. They have amazing actors and actresses for the TV show. Personal favorite, Noah Schnapp. I'm sorry, but first season, second season, even in the first, he was barely in it in the first season, but even in the first season, his sins are fucking amazing. I'm sorry, but Noah, he fucking kills it. He kills it. I don't know if you probably follow me on Instagram and you follow my fan page where I used to post fan edits of all these TV shows I love. You would know I was a Noah Schnapp fan page at some point. If you watch my previous videos, you also would know that I met him. It was a really awkward experience, not gonna lie. In my part, because I fucked it all up. He did great. He was so nice. But yeah, I'm so glad I met him. I really want to meet him again, to be honest, because I felt like I didn't talk to him at all. Like what I actually wanted to talk to him about. So number 6 comes Casa de Papel, or how you say it in English? Money Heist. Okay, update. So I recorded this video like a while ago, and as of today, I've already watched the new La Casa de Papel season 5. So I feel like at this point I would have ranked it higher. I also watched the documentary, and that was insane. I loved it. I loved the new season. Didn't disappoint at all. So if you guys want me to do like a season 5 La Casa de Papel review, let me know in the comments and I'll do one. So yeah, thank you. Is that how you call it in English? I think so. So yeah, I think it's an amazing show. Like I said, with good girls, it makes you root for the bad guys, which I love when TV shows do that. I feel like it's so smart and intelligent. You're like playing with the viewers' emotions, and because I'm like naturally, I'm like a nice girl. I never do anything wrong. So I love when on TV shows I'm rooting for the bad guys. I feel like I'm out of my comfort zone, and I love that. So yeah, the TV show is really well done. It's a really like, it's so frustrating watching it. They drag it so long, but just enough. You know, they don't drag it too much so that I'm bored, but they drag it enough so I'm always on the edge of my seat. I mean, you won't like, they don't get out of the house until season 2, so you're there 2 seasons just watching them doing their own thing. I also love when they do like flashbacks It's the same thing with Arrow, and I'll talk about it soon. But I love all those flashbacks. It starts with the action, so you get to see the action. You get to see like the final product. But then there's all these flashbacks explaining how that came to be, and I love that way of storytelling. One of my favorite books is called If I Stay, and it's also the same concept. It's about the girl that's about to die, and then while she's about to die, you see all these flashbacks. So yeah, I love that. Okay, moving on. So number 5, we have Lucifer. I love that TV show. I love when shows join all the aspects, like from action to comedy to like adventurous, like whatever the case may be. I love Lucifer because of that. It's like a police show, uh, but based on the devil. I'm an atheist, so but I love like religious stuff. I have a really open mind, so I entertain the idea of there being a God. But what I love the most is when people play with those ideas, because as an atheist, even though I entertain that idea, I do have a lot of criticism against certain religions, being Christianity one of them. And one of the things growing up I always criticized was the role of the devil, and like why he's supposed to be like this evil, terrible thing. Like that's one of the things I criticize, such as like stuff like homosexuality not being like right in the Bible, stuff like that. So seeing a show that's all about proving that there's no one completely evil and that everyone can change, and using like the person or the thing, I don't know what to call it, that people think is the worst of them all, which is the devil, to prove that point. I think it's such a good idea, such a great concept. And they use stuff like how the devil used to be an angel at some point, so he should have been good at some point. So if he was good, then he could be good again, and I love that concept. Yeah, I love his relationship with Chloe. I really hope they get together. But once again, my favorite ships and my favorite relationships are the ones that take long to evolve and develop, because I think it's the truth, it's reality, and I'm attached to those types of relationships and characters. So yeah, number 4, it's One Day at a Time, kind of similar to Euphoria. I love it because of the representation it has. It's really spot on when talking about anxiety and depression, and it's so real. It's such a real TV show. Like it's supposed to be a comedy, but I found myself crying at that TV show literally almost every episode, because it's so real. Like even the little things, as to like not having enough money to put food on the table, they're so touching, because it's so real. It's literally what happens in the real world. It's like this family in One Day at a Time could be a real family. Like it's not exaggerated. There's no fantasy part to it. It's so real, and that's what makes it such a good TV show, because it really portrays what our world and our reality is, and it brings up all these topics and all these issues that people face, that I personally relate to a lot of them, and even if I don't relate, I sympathize with them. So that's why I think it's a really good show, and they're like, it's not just sad moments. It's a comedy after all, so it's a really funny TV show too. And I think it's one of those shows where I do not have a specific character that I connect with or that I prefer. I feel like I love all the characters equally, and I relate to all of them in certain aspects. Okay, number 3 comes Gotham. Oh, where do I start? I love that TV show so much. Yeah, to be honest, I used to hate Batman before I started watching Gotham. Yeah, that's true. I used to hate Batman before I started watching Gotham. I never really liked his attitude as a hero. But when I started watching Gotham, I got hooked right away. It's such a good show. Once again, it makes you like root for the bad guy, and it makes you sympathize with them, which is not necessarily good, but I think it's amazing to put people into perspective of, not everyone is bad, and even the people that are bad, they're not all bad, and people can change. And that's a big lesson I learned from a lot of these TV shows that I love. So yeah, Gotham, as you probably know, you might not, but I love David Mazouz. He's the guy that plays Bruce Wayne. Gotham is all about the previous, the story before Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. So I also love that, to see the human side of Batman a lot more. I love how they did the whole Joker storyline. Um, I love I love Jerome. That's one of my favorite characters in the show. Fortunately, he dies. Rest in peace. But we do have Jeremiah, which is also fucking great. That then ends up to be Joker. I loved all that twin like brothers storyline. I love the whole storyline where Jerome killed his own mother. Yeah, I love the character of Jerome. He's also really funny. So yeah, I love that. I also obviously love Bruce Wayne. Not really for his character, to be honest, but because David Mazouz is the one playing it. I actually kind of hated Bruce Wayne and Katz or Selena. I hated them. I felt like their relationship was so forced and that she did not deserve him. She was always being a bitch. But yeah, I do love the actors playing it, so I'm literally talking about the characters, not them. So yeah. Obviously, I loved Oswald and Enigma. One, Oswald is such a fucking sweetheart. I can't deal with him. It's so great. I love Ed. I mean, Robin and Corey, which are the actors that play it, they're so fucking good. They're so iconic. And I mean, I'm Enigma. How do you fucking pronounce that shit? Enigma. I'm Enigma and Oswald Stan. I ship them so much. I've been fighting for them until the end. When fucking Oswald calls him Ed, I mean, my heart broke. When he confesses his love for him, I mean, I really thought they were gonna end up together. I mean, they do end up together, but not in that way. I hated Ed and Lee. I fucking hated them. That part on the last season was awful. I was like, oh, okay. I loved Barbara. She's a fucking queen. And that leads me on to spot number 2, which is given to Once Upon a Time. So Once Upon a Time was one of the first TV shows I've ever watched. And like growing up, I used to love Disney, and I loved the idea, the concept of having like this darker, more realistic, which is not even realistic, but like, I don't know, more down to, I don't even know how to explain it, but in a way, it's a more realistic version of the stories I was told when I was younger. I grew a big emotional connection with Emma Swan. I feel like she's so personable, she's so relatable that it's hard not to relate to her, even in just like one aspect of her life. But yeah, there were a couple of seasons that I don't necessarily love, but I love this character so much that I could not rate Once Upon a Time any lower than spot number 2. So yeah, I also love Captain Hook. I love his development as a character and how he turns like from the bad guy to a good guy. I mean, I truly believe he wasn't the bad guy in the first place. He was just someone that was hurt and lonely. And I love his character development throughout the TV show. Also, obviously, Emma. Emma has such a good character development, especially when it comes to having friends and having a family, and most importantly, having hope. And I think that message of having hope in the show is so important, and in a way, it's the like I feel like because I watched the show growing up, I feel like it's one of the shows that really shaped me as a person. I feel like I'm such a positive and hopeful person nowadays, mostly because of that TV show and because of Emma's journey. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Once Upon a Time. And now we're going to spot number one, which is drumroll, Arrow. Are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. It's Arrow. It was actually really hard to choose between Arrow and Once Upon a Time. If you asked me if you asked me like 3 years ago, I probably would have said Once Upon a Time was my number one. But I love Felicity Smoke so much. I feel like I'm about to cry just thinking of it because now she's gone. And kind of like Once Upon a Time and kind of like Emma Swan, her character was a big part of my life and it did shape me in a lot of ways. Once again, as I said with Gotham, uh, one of the reasons why I love this show so much is not because of the storyline itself. I don't think, like, to be honest, I don't think it's like such an amazing show, but I love this character so much. It has to be my top like number one TV show. I also love her relationship with Oliver. I love how the relationship was never sexual and it was a lot more emotional, especially because they had a lot of like ons and offs in the beginning and it was such a slow burn, but as you know, I love that. And yeah, I just love the relationship. I obviously love that they have a kid now and Catherine McNamara is playing it. That's so fucking cool. That was such an amazing casting. I need to say this, that like whoever casted Kat for that role, you fucking killed it. That was such a good cast. Because literally, like, there are some photos where Kat and Emily literally look like sisters. It's fucking insane. I can't deal. It's just, I feel like it's so well casted. And I was so excited when Kat was announced to be Mia Smoke. Actually, when they announced she was gonna play a character named Mia, the fandom, everyone was fighting over her because there's like the people that Laura Lance, and they wanted her to be related to her in a way, and like the Olicity stands were like, no, she's Mia Smoke, she's like their daughter, and everyone was freaking out about that. I mean, I feel like everyone loves Kat, so everyone like just wanted her to be on their side. And yeah, like I've loved Kat ever since I started watching Shadowhunters, which I actually started watching because of a guy on YouTube. His name is Adam, and he does reaction videos. And I used to watch his Arrow reaction videos and Flash and Supergirl. And then I found out he was reacting to Shadowhunters, so I give it a shot and I started reacting to it. And I started watching Shadowhunters. So yeah, thank you for that, I guess, Adam. Yeah, I guess to conclude, that's why Arrow is my number one. I love Felicity. I love Emily. She's my favorite actress of all time. I've met her twice. Yeah, I've met her twice. She's so fucking nice. I love her. So yeah, I think that's about it. This was my favorite TV shows ranked. I hope you all liked it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do anything else, kind of like my top albums, maybe that would be cool. My top albums, or maybe my top movies. To be honest, I don't really watch that many movies. I mostly watch TV shows. This is my video. I hope you all liked watching it. And just let me know what you want to see next. What should I react to? And yeah, thank you.